John Lusk here of Lusk Archery Adventures. Series testing, successful hunting. I've got another really cool broadhead to test out here today. It comes all the way from Australia, and I've tested quite a few from Australia, and I don't know what's happening down under, but they're making some really cool broadheads down there. This is just like that. It's another great example. It comes from Crafted Archery, and it's called the AERO 1. AERO 1. It's a single bevel, two blade head with some really unique, innovative design features to it. So I'm eager to put this to the test. It comes in 75 grain, 100 grain, 125, and also 150. This is the 125 that I'm going to be testing. Let's zoom on in and get a closer look. Here you can get a good look at the AERO 1. You notice that it's first all solid steel. It's machined out of a single chunk of high carbon steel and brought to a Rockwell hardness of 45. The cutting diameter, the width right there, is 30 millimeters, which is 1.18 plus inches thick, okay? For reference, like a lot of two-blade single bevel heads, maybe 1 inch or 1 1/8 inch. This is a little bit more than that. It's right in between 1 1/8 and 1 2/8 or 1 1/4. So it's right in between that size. In addition to the cutting diameter, however, you notice the blade thickness. At its base, by my measurements, that blade is 0.2 inches thick. Okay, not 0.02 inches thick, right? 0.2 inches thick. That's 1/5 of an inch thick steel. So not only are you going to get a nice wound channel created by this 30 millimeter base, but you're also going to get a wound channel that's 0.2 inches thick right there, just due to the blade thickness. Then you also notice that it's single bevel, as I mentioned earlier, and the bevel angle is 30 degrees. Okay, so a 30-degree angle. One other thing to note is this scoop that it has. If you look close here, you can see right here and right there, there's kind of the scoop. What a cool look that is from the top. And that scoop right there, you get a good look at it. That's going to also aid in the rotation. So I'm interested to see how well this rotates, and I'm interested just to put this head to the test. It's really intriguing looking to me. I'm going to test it for flight. I'm going to test it for edge sharpness and edge retention, for penetration and durability. And as always, I'm using my Bowtech SR6 set at 72 pounds, and I'm using Bishop FOC King arrows at 460 degrees. Let's see how the Crafted Archery AERO 1 performs. Bullseye. Out of the box sharpness. One stroke of the arrow. Two strokes of the arrow. 3 strokes of the arrow, 4 strokes of the arrow, 5 strokes of the arrow. Okay, so the AERO 1 cut paper after 5 strokes of the arrow. It barely cut it because it's so thick, but it did cut it after 5 strokes. The AERO 1 penetrated 7 1/4 inches, and as I investigate the wound channel, at least in this medium, it rotated just over 45 degrees. Here's the head after going through the 22 gauge steel plate 5 times. And first of all, you notice the holes are really nice. They're that classic S-cut from a single bevel, and they're nice and wide, I think accentuated by the extra thick base on the AERO 1. And you can see the durability was really great, especially on this side. I mean, there's a little bit of nicking down at the end of the edge on the side. This side didn't do quite as well as that. It got a little bit of edge chatter right there that can happen with a single bevel. But again, that's not too bad, and it can definitely be filed out and sharpened out. So what'd you think of the AERO 1? This head performed really well. You know, it's a pretty competitive market in the two-blade single bevel head category, but this is one that's definitely making its mark. Flies great, penetrates well, love that width, it held up well, and it makes a really nice wicked wound channel. Great job, Crafted Archery. Check out the scores and you can compare it to other two-blade single bevels and see how it stacks up.